Welcome back, Pacers fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for a special edition of the Pacers Report with Mike Rich. His reaction to the Pacers' 98-96 win over the Celtics on Monday. And Mike, we have ourselves a full-blown winning streak.
Three in a row. What a great winning streak. After losing 13, I'll take it.
First winning streak of the season. I think you have to have at least 3 to be a streak, right?
Yeah, we were counting too.
Yeah, you had to. And Mike, the Pacers no longer have the worst record in the NBA. That would be the New Orleans Pelicans.
And we play them in a couple nights, right?
Friday night, Mike. Wednesday at home against Toronto, and then New Orleans, and could be talking about a real winning streak.
Yeah, the battle of the bottom.
The battle at the bottom. First Toronto, though, and that's a pretty good team. Mike, I'm telling you, this team, with all those guys healthy, it's a pretty competitive team, isn't it?
Again, it's the beginning of the season, these guys were all healthy, and we had promising thoughts of how this team was going to play this year, and thought that they would be competing for, at least a play-in game or at least a playoff spot. So it's not a surprise. It's just that they're healthy, and a lot of great talent on this team. And when you're not playing your second string minor league, G League team players on your team, and you actually have some consistency with people that have been with this team for a couple years, it's just, this is expected. They should be winning. They should be playing well. Anytime you beat Boston's a great win. They were a little undermanned tonight, but it just kind of evened the playing field, I think. They led from pretty much the second quarter on until the fourth quarter, and so I think it was overall just a really good, entertaining game. And again, it's always good to beat Boston.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. They're starting to blow it, Mike. They're starting to blow this draft pick, and the Pacers franchise has been good at a lot of things. They've never been very good at losing on purpose.
No, and I don't think any of the players on that team.
The players should never
take. They're never gonna put forth every bit of effort they have. They want to win as many games as they possibly can, and they should. They should try to put the best product out on the court every night. But it is. You might hear it in the tone of my voice. It's like I want them to do well, but I was content with them, being in the top 5 of the NBA draft in 2026, but we might play ourselves out of it as well as they've played the last few games.
We probably shouldn't get caught up too much in that, Mike, to be honest. We should probably just enjoy what's in front of us. I know as the game came down toward the end there, my thoughts were, hey, we've played pretty well. 29 assists on 39 baskets again. Fantastic performance. Now, let's see Peyton Pritchard kind of finish this so the Pacers can get a nice loss and get a better draft pick. But I do like that they're building winning habits.
Yeah, I would prefer the winning habits, and we're going to get a decent draft pick. I don't see this team making the play-in.
No.
But we'll still be at a pretty good spot in the draft. And it's good to see these younger guys just continue to get better and better. Again, I think Furphy just continues to just mature. Walker seems to be playing a lot better. He had a really sweet pass in the second quarter. And just his vision, his shot selection's gotten better, but I think it's gotten better because he's hitting the shots. He was taking those shots earlier in the season. He wasn't hitting them, and I would have said that they were poor shot selections, but he's making them now. Potter's he had a pretty good game tonight, too. All around, this team comes together, and they play really good team basketball.
Well, let's talk about some individuals real fast. Pascal Siakam, 10 for 15 from the field, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. And, of course, the game winner, Mike, he should probably be an all-star.
He's an all-star to me. He's an all-star to probably every Pacer fan that comes and watches those games.
Yeah, I think he's going to make it. I think if they were down there in last worst record in the league and having 5 wins or whatever, probably not. But now that you're starting to win some games and with some more winnable ones in January, maybe he's playing himself into it. He's clearly played like one of the best players in the league. He's clearly at that level. The question is, do you take an all-star from an 8-win team? And the more they win, the more likely he's going to be an all-star.
Agreed. He continues to play like he has. He's just been very, very consistent. Even the commentators tonight, they said he's Mr. Consistent. He had a slow game yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever it was, and but tonight he came back and he played like you expect.
Andrew Nembhard didn't have a good game shooting, 5 for 14, but he did have some big shots, especially down the stretch, and 9 assists, 6 rebounds. I like the way he's playing.
I think 3 for 5 from three-pointer line, and I think those 3-point shots that he took were in critical moments and created some momentum at certain points in the game. 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Only had one really bad turnover. He just threw it to no one. I think Quentin Jackson was supposed to zig and he zagged. So he threw it out of bounds. But other than that, not an awful game. But and again, I think him and Quentin Jackson on the floor together looked good again. Pace looks good with this team. Bench players are playing well. It's like you got 2 squads again that can. You're just seeing what consistency is going to bring to this team, and as long as they can stay healthy, they're going to be consistent. They're going to play solid. I figured this was going to be a good game against Boston. I didn't think that they would win. I lost the. You said over 3 wins out of 6 games, and I said under 3 wins. So they're probably going to win another one in the next 2.
Now, Mike, remember that I said that during a 13-game losing streak that they were going to win 3 of the next 6, and that's because they really have been playing well. I think the last 8 games in particular, they really have been playing well, even though they were losing 13 in a row. They'd had some pretty good performances in there.
Really, they did. They had a lot of good performances. They played a lot of teams close. They come out, and one of the things that was really good to see tonight is they had, I think, a 13-point lead at one time, and Boston got back in it, but they really never got behind too far to where it got out of reach. And I think the most they might have been behind was 7-8 points tonight, but didn't let it get out of hand. And I think that's key for this team. I don't think they can overcome those big runs by the opposing team. If they get down by 20, they're going to struggle to come back. This was a great game all around. They kept the Celtics under 100 points. They played good team basketball. It was a fun game to watch.
It really was. Them not having Jaylen Brown help.
And if I would have known Jaylen Brown wasn't playing tonight, I would have picked them to beat the Celtics tonight.
All right, Mike, did the Pacers make it 4 in a row on Wednesday?
Why not? Why not make it 13 in a row?
That's right. Toronto's been playing pretty well of late.
They have.
I think they're a pretty good team, but wouldn't be shocked if the Pacers left that one with a fourth straight win.
I wouldn't be shocked, and even without Brown, I think the Celtics are a pretty good team. The Heat were a good team. Hornets were all right. They played Cleveland really well. That was their last loss. They played the Magic pretty well before that. They've been competitive, and I'm just kind of looking back, and really the last blowout was against the Heat, maybe.
And that game was close throughout the whole game until the very end.
Yeah.
That game was literally, I believe that was still close in the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter was when they fell apart.
And horrendous.
Yeah, they were outscored 44-22 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The Pacers were ahead 60-59 at halftime.
I think since that Rockets game, after they played the Heat, I think they've been really competitive in all those games, and I think just
the last time they played a really bad game was before Christmas against Milwaukee.
Well, they could have lost by 1, and it would have been a bad game against Milwaukee.
That's right. But even those blowouts, Boston and Miami, those games were close through three quarters. Just didn't have enough bodies to continue to compete throughout the game.
Maintain it. Yeah, they were up quite a bit on Boston in one of those two games. I don't know if it's the one where they got beat by 18 or the one that they got beat by 8.
They were up double digits in the first quarter of that game. They lost by 18.
Yeah, I thought they were. So, but yeah, they're just staying. You know, I think Carlisle's just kept them in the mindset to just stick with the plan and keep playing, and the wins are going to come. And right now, we're on a little bit of a hot streak, and I think we can beat the Raptors, and I definitely think we can beat New Orleans.
Mike, they're going to blow it. They're just going to blow it. They're going to end up with like the 9th pick, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's life of a Pacers fan.
That's just what you come to expect. And they're going to be better next year. They're going to be competitive next year. I think they can move up in the draft. Even if they're at 9th, they have enough pieces that they could, if they really want to try, I think they can move up in the draft if they want to address their needs in the draft. Jay Huff, if he played like he played tonight every night, I'd be all right with that.
He's still your center, and he had 2 rebounds. He was hot tonight. They probably don't win that game without him, but he still just does not do those things that you want your center to do. It was why we kind of got tired of Miles Turner, and we need a solution there at center. Maybe we could just wait till next year, because right now solutions might be the worst thing that could happen. I hate talking like this, Mike. But, Game 7 last year kind of forced this on us.
Yeah.
And you think about the Spurs and David Robinson getting injured, and then the next year they drafted Tim Duncan, and that's kind of where we sit, and the possibilities are out there, and it's kind of mouth-watering. And
it is.
I find myself hoping the Pacers lose sometimes when I shouldn't.
But we did not feel that at the beginning of the season. We felt like this was a team that was going to make the playoffs, and this team is playing like what we expected them to play like. But again, I center is just, we have to improve at our center position. Jay Huff has these games, and I think this is the second time he's scored 20 points this season. I think that's probably his career high in an NBA game. But 7 of your 12 shots, 3-pointers, it's just frustrating. And he hit 4, but it's still frustrating because you want him down low. He's leading the league in blocks, or second in blocks in the league. Why not be down low all the time? Defensively, offensively, would definitely like to see him down rebounding. Johnny Furphy's getting more rebounds than him. And Johnny Furphy probably plays the center position better than Jay Huff.
I think that might be true. Mike Rich, let's do it again on Wednesday.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.